Well, Nicole, they just practiced, and on the top of this chart, Norman Nato. I gotta admit, that was a bit of a surprise for me. A lot of folks were talking about his future, not exactly 100% secure. Do you think that's a little bit of he's showing his true pace, or do you think it's a little bit of some drivers holding back because we know the nature of this race?
I think it's probably a good deal of both. We knew the Jaguars were going to be strong, but we also had the assumption that they might save a little bit extra for the races ahead, as well as the fact that, everyone wants to put in their best, especially towards the end of the season, if their contracts are really uncertain.
Second and third place, Jaguar. Before practice, I was saying I anticipate they might be holding back because they don't want to see the true pace. Well, it looks like Nick Cassidy's making a statement. If you're going to try to get this championship, you're going to have to try to beat me. It's going to be at Portland, and this is a track where he won at. Do you anticipate maybe this was a lot of a statement, or do you think this is just more, again, Jaguar just saying, hey, we're just going to do what we can, let everybody else figure out what they're doing, but we got our own mission?
I think Jaguar is on their own mission. I think they know that they're ready for this track. I think they know that their drivers are going to do well here. And I think it's basically just keeping the status quo as far as the weekend goes. And if they can do that, then they're going to have a wonderful time.
One driver that's not exactly having a wonderful time, Sergey Settle Camera. We know he's not a fan of the Peloton races from last year. We talked to him earlier. He was not a fan of it. And again, this time, though, he goes off over this end of the track, ends up on the drag strip side. This is something where we have not seen this before in IndyCar, NASCAR first for us. Do you just feel like, okay, we know he's not a fan of this race. Do you think this is just sort of adding on to where it might just snowball to a poor weekend for him? Or do you think maybe they could look into recouping by tomorrow?
My hope is that they're going to be able to recoup for tomorrow. I think this is probably a little bit of a wake-up call that, you cannot just give up yet. It's early in the weekend. There's still a lot of time to prepare and to do well during the races. This is just practice. It can always get better from here, and hopefully that's what happens. It will be interesting to see if this does kind of snowball, if it's just rubbing salt in the wound and it's the start of just a very bad weekend, but only time will tell.
For Nick DeVries, it's looking pretty good. Up there in the top 10, Eduardo Mortara looking pretty fast. We know this team shows some potential in Shanghai. With this effect of the Peloton, as big as it is, do you think this is a good opportunity for them to just, hey, qualifying, we could show some pace, and then maybe have a good race?
Let's hope so. I'm hoping everyone has a pretty good race. I think, practice has been kind of all over the place. We'll see what the weekend kind of has ahead of us, but I think it is a good start so far.
And of course, practice is going to start off tomorrow, qualifying. Then we're going to have some time to recap before the race. And then, of course, the race we're going to be previewing tomorrow as well. So be sure to subscribe to us right here on the Grid Network. Final question for you, Nicole. First day when it comes to the weather here. Again, pretty hot. People are talking about it's going to be a little bit cooler. How much of a break is going to be? Because we're hearing the folks at Formula E saying it's hot today.
It is sweltering hot. I definitely have a little bit of a sunburn, and I'm hoping tomorrow has some nice cloud cover, and I'm hoping that everyone has a little bit of a better time. Definitely much warmer than we were expecting, and I think we're all waiting for a very nice cool breeze.
Be interested to see what happens tomorrow. Be sure to subscribe to us right here on the Grid Network. For Nicole, I'm Joe. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.